Right, so today I'm not going to call this a filler video because it's something that I was going to do anyway, but I do want to talk about my long-term sewing plans and talk about some of the things going forward as far as this channel is concerned. So obviously I started this sometime last year, I think it was April, and the issue was that I was just starting my business, which I do alterations and sewing, and I'm based out of Maryland. So the issue was at the time that I was still getting used to what my workload was going to look like and getting used to what my schedule was looking like and just things that I could expect. So of course, I wasn't able to keep up with it last spring, so I picked up again with it in December. And so far, I have done a pretty good job, in my own opinion, of keeping up with doing a weekly video. And for the month of January, that's been fine. It's been very simple to do that because January is a very slow month. And most people do not need any alterations or anything done in the month of January because Christmas has just ended and no one is going anywhere. It's extremely cold outside for most people. Formal events still aren't going on. People are probably just starting to talk about buying whatever it is that they're going to buy for a prom or a wedding, or if they're going to be a bridesmaid or a bride. That stuff is still not really so much of an issue in the month of January. So I had a lot of time to be able to do the sewing that I wanted to do. But now that we are into February, it's getting a little busier, and I am realizing that my filming schedule is going to have to be reviewed. So now I am looking at, instead of a monthly sewing goal, I want to set up my long-term sewing goal. So I have still not sewn everything that I would like to sew for winter wear, but that's just the nature of sewing. I mean, sometimes you can get things done and sometimes you can't. For the month of January, only one of the projects that I had planned did not get made, which I think is still really good considering, you know, how much I was able to get done. I managed to get close to 8 projects done in the month of January, which is really good. So I do have a dress that is cut out and ready to be sewn, which I'm still going to try to get that done, hopefully by the end of this week, and have that filmed and post it. But going forward, I'm going to have to just make a little bit of an adjustment. So at the end of this week, my goal is to have that one dress posted, which I will show you a picture of the envelope cover. So here is that project. So this is Simplicity 1197, and the dress is the one that I have picked out, and that's already cut and ready to be sewn together. So I should be able to have that done by the end of the week, no problem. So now I'm looking ahead to the spring and looking to what I want to make for some different holidays, because one thing that I love to do every year is to make an Easter dress, and it's just, for me, it's something that I have enjoyed doing for a long time. So I do have some fabric picked out for it, which I haven't bought yet because I want to be sure of what dress that I want to make. So I definitely have enough to make that. But long term into the summer, spring and summer, these are my goals. So this, you can look forward to seeing this month. I do not have a lot of tops, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw recently I posted an IGTV video about the tops that the patterns for the tops that I would like to make. So I do have quite a few patterns for tops, so I do need to work on making more of those because I have plenty of skirts now and not a lot of things to wear with it, which is why you see me in the same things all the time. So some other things that I would like to make, we do have a wedding to go to in May, and I would love to make something like this. So this is basically a jacket over top of a more formal dress, and that is Simplicity 8252. So that's a goal that I would like to have made by May and be able to wear something like that to this wedding. And I did I had that cut out before, I believe over a year ago for Christmas. That's what I wanted to wear that for, and that just never actually materialized. I mean, I think I still have the dress cutouts laying somewhere. So the next one that I have picked out, and these are actually from the Butterick line, which haven't featured too many Butterick patterns yet because Simplicity, in my opinion, just has a great vintage reproduction line. If you are ever in a Joann's, you're probably seeing the vintage, like they have cups and they have bags, they have all kinds of things. And now they have fabric too, which I saw that today, and that stuff is dangerous. So one of the ones that I would like to get done is the B6018. So this is one of my goals for this year. And then I have B6211, and this one I would love to make that in the contrasting, so like this view. And I did one year have some fabric picked out for that, but I ended up making something else out of it. So that's another one that I'd like to do this year by the end of the summer. And then I have the Butterick B6212, and this one is basically, to me, it's like a walk-away dress, or like one of these 1 hour dresses. That's what it reminds me of. So not really sure how that would turn out, but I do want to make it and see, because in the details here, this ends, it just buttons in the back, so it looks like it doesn't have a zipper or anything. Of course, if I read the pattern, I would know for sure, but it does remind me of a walkaway dress, and I think that's what it is. So that's one of my goals for this year as well. And then I have this Butterick B6242, and this one is, it kind of makes me think a little bit about fall, just because in this it has the long sleeves, but it can still be used for a springtime dress, because obviously in the spring it's not exactly hot all the time. So that's one that I think I have some leftover knit that would be great for that in a navy color. So that's one that I would like to do. And then this one is actually from the Vintage Vogue line, and this is the V8728. I've had this pattern forever, and I've just never gotten around to making it. I've had great intentions, like with everything else, but I've just never made this one up. So these are some long-term spring and summer goals that I have. So again, I may not be able to get all of these things done in one particular month, so I'm giving myself basically until August to have these things done. I'd like to have it done by the beginning of August so that I can enjoy wearing it before the fall sets in. And of course, not that the fall sets in here early, because September, traditionally, I think for everyone, they look at September as the beginning of fall, which, yeah, in the later part of the month, it is officially fall, but weather-wise, where I live, it is still quite warm, especially up through October a lot of times. So these things can be worn longer. It's just, are you a snob about the colors and whether or not you want to wear summer colors into the early part of fall, which that's another discussion in and of itself. So this video ultimately is to just give you an idea of going down the road, what to look for, and I do plan to not only incorporate sewing videos, but also styling videos, because now that I am having more things made up, I do want to be doing the styling, showing you the styling that I'm doing with these outfits, and then incorporating some different looks as far as my hair, because I don't wear the same hairstyle every single day. You know, a lot of times it might look like I just curl it, but I don't necessarily always do that. So if I'm wearing a 60s style dress, I want to have a 60s style hairdo. So I think I'm not the only person that does that. So those are my long-term goals, and if you have anything that you would like to see ahead of time or earlier rather than later, leave that in the comments below, and make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe so that you can see as I make these things up, and we'll see you next time.